In a bygone era, there reigned a sagacious and astute monarch who presided over a realm in ancient India, known as Ray King. This sovereign, Ray King, had at his disposal a retinue of ministers and emissaries, carefully selected from the ranks of poets and scholars, each endowed with erudition and artistry. Among his retinue stood a companion, a man of profound wisdom, well-traveled and steeped in a treasury of edifying anecdotes and recollections. Whenever a convocation convened in the august presence of Ray King, it was this companion who ascended to preside over the assembly. In moments of contention or quandary, his counsel was sought, esteemed, and often favored. It was commonly attested that this companion possessed the most precise elocution, a repository of knowledge encompassing the realms of science, history, and geography, and he spoke not without cogent rationale. One fateful day, an esteemed elder of the palace returned from a sojourn, and all the kith and kin of Ray King convened in the parliament to greet him. The well-traveled man began to regale the assembly with tales of the benefits gleaned from his journey. The dedicated companion of Ray King interjected,
"Indeed, travel augments human wisdom and familiarity. Each country, city, and terrain possesses its own unique wonders, unattainable elsewhere. Consider, for instance, a creature that traverses flames unscathed, subsisting solely on fire, impervious to its searing touch. Such is the intrinsic nature of its corporeal form. It is through travel that one bears witness to such marvels. The fire-eating bird is one such marvel, a spectacle reserved for the intrepid traveler."
A participant in the parliament ventured forth.
Granted, the world is replete with enigmas, yet the notion of a fowl strolling upon flames, unharmed, enduring such an existence for the duration of its days, strains credulity.
To substantiate his account, the companion countered,
"Naturally, I too posited that it defies belief, unless witnessed firsthand. However, I, in the course of my travels, did encounter this avian species in a far-flung domain."
Yet another present interjected,
The appellation of such a bird finds its place within the annals. I, too, have perused its mention. They christen it salamander. Yet, in my estimation, salamander is naught but a figment of legend and fancy, akin to those entities endowed with name and narrative, yet consigned solely to the recesses of antiquated tales, myths, and the nocturnal reveries, be they the mythical Simurgh, or the towering peak of Mount Calf, the monstrous ghoul and div. Such entities, mere specters of the imagination, and not beyond.
Another voice chimed in,
"Indeed, I concur. It is my belief that this sagacious and honorable servant meant to convey that he had merely heard of the fire-eating bird, but inadvertently stated that he had laid eyes upon it. To assert such a sighting strains credulity and defies reason."
The companion, who had attested to witnessing the fire-eating bird, remained resolute in his assertion. He declared,
"Indeed, I beheld it with mine own eyes. Your skepticism stems from a lack of first-hand experience, but I speak truth, and the realm of knowledge does not refute its existence."
The assembly, however, continued to rebuff him.
While we may defer to the companion's account out of deference for his person, the notion of such a creature remains implausible, devoid of reality.
Despite the companion's earnest attempts at persuasion, his point found no purchase, and the gathering responded with derisive mirth. In unison, they admonished the companion, "There exists an age-old adage, well-known and oft-repeated, that a person who has traversed the expanse of the world and explored its myriad corners tends to embellish their recollections with fabrications." While the companion had never before been tainted by falsehood, it seems this adage has found its confirmation, and his veracity may not always be relied upon. With these words, the assembly subjected the companion to a moment of discomfort in the presence of Ray King. On that fateful day, the companion emerged from the assembly of Ray King with a heart weighed down by disappointment, and a spirit steeped in melancholy. In solitude, he pondered, resolving within himself,
"This setback shall not deter me. They shall not be swayed until they bear witness with their own eyes. They believe me a fabricator, but I shall not relent. I shall embark on a quest to unearth this extraordinary avian creature and present it before the august assembly of Ray King, thus vindicating my honor."
Departing the hall, the devoted companion retreated to his chamber. There, he gathered all his meager wealth, chattels, and belongings, setting forth on a journey to the farthest reaches of distant lands. City after city, country after country, the companion roamed, consulting volumes and perusing libraries, questing for any trace that might unveil the native abode of the fire-eating bird. The companion's pilgrimage was protracted, the years unwinding in succession, his presence absent from the annals of those who knew him. Rumors circulated that wise companion had vanished, leaving a lacuna in their midst. Little did they know that the companion was traversing cities and realms, resolute in his quest for the enigmatic creature. Yet, the path was fraught with peril, for the companion was ensnared by thieves and brigands on numerous occasions. He found himself under surveillance and apprehension in foreign lands, branded an adversary's agent. His travels were replete with trials and tribulations, and he divested himself of all possessions, offering them up in exchange for his continued journey. After years of toil, the companion at last stood upon the hallowed soil where the fire-eating birds dwelled. Cognizant of the avian's fragility in adverse climes, he took the precaution of capturing a few specimens, housing them within a sturdy cage. Thus fortified, he set forth on the arduous journey homeward, determined to ensure at least one would survive to bear witness before King Ray. With 1,000 hardships etched upon his countenance, the companion returned to his homeland. Upon learning of his faithful companion's return after such a prolonged absence, Ray King promptly summoned him, inquiring into the reasons behind his extended sojourn and the chronicles that accompanied it. The companion, upon approaching the king, accorded the proper salutations and spoke.
"The protraction of my travels and my prolonged absence, Your Majesty, arises from a steadfast commitment to veracity in all my utterances. Until that moment, no aspersion of falsehood had ever been cast upon me. Yet, when the discourse of the fire-eating bird arose in your august presence, I ventured to attest that I had witnessed it. Alas, the assembly rejected my account, deriding my words and branding me with the ignoble epithets of prevaricator and fabulist. The ignominy I bore was profound, and I resolved to substantiate my credibility. Thus, I embarked on an odyssey, expending all my wealth and possessions in pursuit of this elusive creature, traversing the breadth of the known world. Now, I stand before you, Your Majesty, with the very bird in tow, a testament to the authenticity of my account."
King Ray offered solace to his devoted companion, remarking,
"Indeed, this incident has afforded you a broader perspective on the world, rendering you more cosmopolitan than before. Moreover, you have procured a rare and wondrous keepsake in the form of the fire-eating bird. I do not mean to chastise you, but I did find myself perplexed as to why you proffered such a statement that day. I held you in higher regard, believing that even if you did harbor such an extraordinary account, you might have chosen your moment and expression with greater discernment."
In a tone of astonishment, the companion responded,
"Yet, now that I have presented tangible proof before all, why do you express such sentiments?"
Ray King elucidated,
"It is a truism among poets that one's presence is seldom acknowledged until they choose to speak. However, when one does speak, it invites scrutiny and the demand for substantiation. You traversed the globe and paid a dear price to validate your assertion. Yet, I marveled at the decision to make a proclamation that entailed such laborious verification and consumed so much time. A sage ought to discern the appropriate context for each utterance, to weigh the import of their words, and to reserve grand claims for moments when a credible witness stands at the ready."
In earnest contrition, the companion expressed,
"Indeed, great king, your wisdom shines through. Your counsel is invaluable. I only wish I had grasped sooner that knowledge, discernment, and discretion must be interwoven. Not every truth need be proclaimed universally and without reserve.